but this is definitely a lot more of Peanut's bread and butter, right?
The Globe knows. Peanut's Lee Sin is legendary. It sits as one of the best Lee Sins in the world, and he's going to try and take us to a Game 3 with it after this draft. Now, explain it to me, because FPX I want to start with here, especially since there is a bit of global pressure with the Silas being able to match.
Yeah, so, I mean, FPX comp, right, whenever we see a GP, we say, hey, we're playing towards the bot lane. We have CC set up in the bot lane as well with both Thresh and Varus. Silas going to want to look for these aggressive mid-game skirmishes, but the nice thing about Silas this game is Silas is a champion whose scaling is very dependent on, like, kind of the matchups of the comps, and especially against what LGD have this time around, I think Silas is going to get a lot of value throughout the game. So we're going to look at early pick potential. We have a lot of skirmishing coming out from the FPX side, so that's what I want to pay attention to. It's predominantly going to be around the bot side of the lane. And even in late game, they definitely win the battle of scaling.
Oh, okay. So scaling on top with early game skirmishing. Not something we normally say here in the league. Take me through LGD, because I see similar types of pick, especially with the Ashe navigated into the comp.
I mean, their comp is all early game, right? We have Renekton, Lee Sin, Twisted Fate Ashe. Like, this is a comp that wants to get ahead early. We need to see Peanut really impact these lanes, and we need to see them, you know, just start running over the map with the Destiny. The thing is, that's not going to be easy when you're up against a Cannon Barrage, as well as Silas, who can steal the Destiny as well. When
you have units of measurement to stop LGD. Weird way of saying it, I know, but it still makes sense. Let's run into Game 2. LGD need this win. 8-4, they're not secure in playoffs, but a series win against FPX could be the recipe to take them through. Menacing. Well, we get our Jayos still from their homes. It's nice to see the fans out in force as we enter Summoner's Rift for Game 2. As I was saying before, for LGD, 8-4 right now. They're a team that haven't been to playoffs since 2016 spring. The roster that had Marin, Amy, Wayless, Imp, and PYL. It was a long time ago. They're on the cusp of it right now, and with a series win here against FPX, they could move to 9, which was the safe number in many previous splits, and could be here again. FPX aiming for that same mark, trying to get to 8 wins and move up to one of the final playoff spots remaining as well. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in Summoner's Rift again, and the Colonel, what's he doing?
Remember when I told you how FPX have a comp that can skirmish early and still outscale late? Seems like Colonel agrees, but like the thing is, sure, objectively, especially around like the very early mark, especially like in laning phase and let's say like around first components like first backs, LGD's comp should be able to win out in skirmishes, but the thing is, FPX's comp has ways of answering, right? We said, sure, like Xie can try to make a play on bot, but that's going to be impossible if you have Cannon Barrage and topside Doombi can follow. Your only other option then is to try to either find a gank or dive onto Gimgoon, which isn't going to be that easy, especially if, once again, Doombi can follow up there as well. So you have a way to kind of get through the point where LGD's comp is stronger than you. You also have a lot of options in pretty much all of your lanes. And then you even just pretty much hard to win out in late game because champions like Renekton and Lee Sin are going to fall off a cliff.
True.
And Silas is getting so much value up against pretty much a full squishy composition that he'll be able to pair up with the Volibear, the Gangplank, the Varus in late game and just burst out any of these carries.
I just love mentioning that because the harder to execute composition here for LGD, it's going to be a task, but a well-deserved win if they can pull it off. Look towards Peanut, as you mentioned in the pick and ban, how he navigates these lanes, how he sets up the early game for LGD. Tien doing exactly that, though, on his side. Heading towards Xie, who's going to be rolled towards, but Gold Card makes it easy. The bear disappears for now.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy lane to gank, especially as a Silas with a Volibear. You definitely need the Silas to start that off with the Abscond Abduct, but still, you would assume Twisted Fate can Gold Card in time. Great read by Xie to not let that one go through, but not really going to dissuade Tien at all. Sure, he did show, so at least both side lanes going to feel a bit more safety, but you expect Volibear to go for more of this full clear early on anyway.
Hey, taking away from the junglers, as you mentioned solo laners, side laners, excuse me. Gimgoon's wearing his skin again. This is important to me because it shows that he is that world champion top laner. He is that GP main who we associate with the LPL. Now, that ward just expired. I have to bring us back. That is cheeky. Just around the side. Should spot them out. Tien and Crisp have to back away after that.
Well, and this also goes back to us saying that, like, very early on, right, LGD will have pressure. LGD will be able to play around their pressure in bot lane, even in mid, Twisted Fate, of course, is going to push out Silas in early levels. He's a ranged champion. You have things like the red card, AoE on the wave. Silas is still a very kind of tough champion to execute, even despite the new way people have figured out how to play him. And you still don't have the easiest time in laning phase early on, and you definitely need vision put out by your jungler. You want constant ganks because you are a champion that needs to all in and put yourself in harm's way to win out.
Dredgeline bot though. Hook does connect. Play for Mark into the turret. Bit of extra damage as LWX gets his lethal tempo proc. Evens the trade out. LWX a bit low on mana to keep note of, but Mark a bit too far forward.
After Kramer using that volley, he's low on mana too as well, so... Obviously, though, Kramer does have biscuits. He's sitting on 2, so not going to lack in the resource department anytime soon.
We've talked about this matchup so many times. I don't think it's necessary we go over it again, but the best thing to say is that Orange exists,
it's
and
one
it's
of
annoying
those
for Renekton.
things where I also wish, like, I always wish, like, oh, I wish I had Pro Few to see how this is played out, because I feel like the GP versus Renekton matchup is very crucial to watch how the kind of first 3 levels play out. Renekton actually has push at level 1. If you don't make a mistake and kind of get zoned off your wave by the GP, you can push in until I think it's about the 3rd wave, where then GP can just zone you off with his barrels. Or if you can hit level 2 first, that's another easy way. But it doesn't look like Gimgun was managing his mana all too well.
As now onto Xie. Once again, they flash commit. He has gold card, survives for long enough. The damage, not enough. Doomy flashing under turret with the chain lash, but he will die. Now it's up to the rest of the map as Tien being channeled by Lung Xing. This Renekton is going to get the kill. Peanut left it for him, but the Sonic Wave will connect. It's a double for Peanut, and LGD get rolling.
Yeah, and that's going to be massive, right? We talked about getting your kills onto the jungle, being able to pick more gold up sooner, maybe being able to finish off his jungle item a bit quicker, so going to be stronger in those 2v2s and 3v3s.
Xie just used both the summoners and the TP. Chris doesn't get the death sentence, though, as Mark enters the mid lane as well.
But I want to take a step back to the Peanut point, because we talked about how this comp needs to get rolling early on. It has a lot of ways to set up jungle in pretty much all of its lanes, so 2v2s and 3v3s across the map are going to be extremely critical. So being able to pick up that warrior first, and even potentially hit level 6 first, because we do seem to have an EXP lead right now, that could be the way that LGD really try and snowball this game forward.
As we know, Peanut's Lee Sin, legendary. It's a reliable source of income. Imagine he's your father, he gets a new promotion, and you think, you know what, he's going to succeed.
Yes.
That's Peanut to you on Lee Sin.
That is what he is, I guess.
That is a very relevant analogy. FPX setting up in front of this dragon with Infernal up and available. They get the scuttle, they back away. There's Peanut. I'm not sure if he's spotted out on the bottom side, but he's going to back now anyway, just in case Tien makes his way into that lane.
I was going to say Long Xing, though, getting a bit of kind of vision control and just hovering into river, which does put a bit more threat on the Duinby, so nice job seeing him use his pressure.
Blue buff spawning up there. Well, look bot. Duinby hasn't stolen the ult from Xie. So as he's roaming down here, Xie can join any time after he shoves out this wave. 4 in front of the dragon. Both top laners don't have TP.
It does make sense, because, right, if you're thinking about a skirmish, it'd be much better to steal either Mark or Kramer's. So knowing that he can rotate first regardless, you don't really need your Destiny yet.
Okay. Also, like with FPX there, they knew they had Cannon Barrage and no TP from Lung Xing, so felt safe to take that dragon and get the first one as Absconded Duck dodged away from, but Duinby does take his ult finally for the opportunity of going somewhere else.
Long Xing doing a great job of punishing Gimgun in the top side, taking this first plate gold.
Matching CS.
I mean, he's doing a good job, and even Gimgun going with the call early and Long Xing being able to rush those tabbies, it's not going to be too rough of a lane for Long Xing, and we see him using a lot of his...
Oh, Peanut went in blindly. This is Destiny used by Duinby over the wall. Absconded Duck with the ulti. Too far for Peanut, who loses his bounty. Xie follows, but low on mana.
And you know what's like really sad about that play? Is that Mark is here. Yeah. LGD committed 4 men to the top half of the map. Look at Chris on your minimap. Chris was just coming out of base, and they were still the ones to lose out. It's like you said, Peanut just going a bit too far forward, a bit over-aggressive too soon.
And it was nice because Tien saw the Sonic Wave straight away, didn't come out of the brush, stayed there and waited for Peanut to use a bit of his combo.
And now going to get this blue buff onto Duinby, so going to be able to just spam that Q in lane. And once again, Silas is back to maxing Q, so going to have a lot of potential poke and trade threat. There's the signature Gimgun.
I'll be honest, Lyric. I got it. I did, in fact, buy it.
Oh, you did?
Yes. You've seen me play it a couple of times because I am a terrible GP.
I have.
I don't know why I got
only
it.
a couple of times.
Yeah. I felt too ashamed to wear the skin and play the champion with my quality of gameplay versus his.
That's very respectful.
Well,
I mean, you have been the biggest proponent for Gimgoon, like, ever. I mean, for those of you listening, like, Hysterix has been saying all year long, give me Gimgoon, put Gimgoon on this team. He just won Worlds.
He deserves a start. It doesn't matter. I think Khan's a great player. And I think FPX's problems go way beyond Khan. In spring, they didn't. But in summer, they go way beyond. However, Gimgoon's the burger, to come back to that analogy. He's the burger you know is going to give you good results every time. Why differ from it? Because you want the ultimate burger.
That's true, right? I guess that is a good analogy.
Question.
Gimgoon is like the burger at your favorite burger joint that like you just love going to.
Yeah.
To where like Khan is like potentially like a nicer burger at some like new fancy restaurant, but
They can't quite seem to get the ingredients right though, can they? You know, sometimes they burn the...
do you guys have In-N-Out in Australia?
I think it's called Down and Out. They appropriated the name.
Oh, really?
Like, you know, Down Under. Down and Out,
but,
yeah.
But so
I've been
so
there. It's bloody great.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Do they have, like, specialized burgers per week? Is that what it's about?
Oh, I know. I don't think so.
Maybe Down and Out's just better.
I'm like, what? I don't think we have that at In-N-Out. I've been to In-N-Out many times. I've never seen specialized burgers every week.
We have shout out to Gojima Burger back in Sydney. It's sushi burgers.
Sounds really weird.
It's lit. No, it's great.
Oh, there was some delicious burger place in Malaysia, but the name escapes me.
I tell you what I had here the other day that was great. Just speaking of food, I had fried noodles just in a random store somewhere.
You made me gherkins.
I made... Now, they are cucumbers, ladies and gentlemen. Settle down. What did you think?
I haven't had it yet.
I'm kind of offended.
I actually forgot about it until right now.
Really? Did you put them in the fridge?
I did.
Oh, good.
Of course I did.
Yeah, I do make pickled gherkins.
Yes, he does.
That's
all the
my
time.
humble brag.
And he flexes it actually a lot.
I do.
He'll just message me like, yo, bro, I just made gherkins. And I don't know how to respond, so I don't.
Dill cucumbers.
But hey, FPX are looking to make some gherkins out of LGD. Now, nothing happened.
No, nothing
Do you think their gherkin recipe is the same as yours?
No. Yeah, how can you match my caliber? As Lungxing's come into the mid lane, Doombi could be in a bit of trouble, but a lot of safety here on the Silas, who's losing out by 20 CS. And Lungxing got the lane in a pretty decent state to walk down. Now can go up and receive the wave.
Yep, we need to remember that LGD do have Rift Herald, so it looks like they're trying to set up for a play where they're able to use that. I'd like to see it used mid. I think mid kind of will be the best option. We throw that out all the time, but keeping Doombi kind of locked under his tier 2, I don't think really opening up a side lane does much for your team comp. If you do use it top, especially with the fact that we see Longxing went the Tiamat route, so he's going to constantly push, so he will be able to push and move. That's something I guess I can like logically understand.
Okay.
But then you also just set up a potential lane that Gimgoon can try and freeze and just get far ahead in CS. So
that's also true. Needs to be put down somewhere because the ball needs to keep rolling here for LGD. Only 1,000 gold lead at 12 minutes.
And also just can't be put down nowhere.
Yeah.
I guess it technically could, right? You could just time out.
Yep. Could be put down nowhere. Maybe that is the ultimate play. Dragon spawning in 5 seconds. LGD are here first. And FPX pinging down. It's actually LGD who is spamming that.
We have Cannon Barrage.
Yeah, teleport as well. Xie flashes away. That's the second time he's been called out.
Yeah, I mean, great play from FPX. Good respect by Xie because that would not have ended well. And now we just see, right, Doinbi on your mini-map goes back to mid, is going to get pressure first, so someone's going to have to answer that wave.
Tentacles arrow.
Hits no one.
You know what? Look, Gimgoon top.
Oh.
Hey! Doesn't matter that he orange. Good, it hit someone. But maybe without an ulti, you could be in trouble. Rift Herald put down. Lockdown. Now, did he want to ward hop and put down the Rift Herald by mistake? I don't know, but the re-engage comes through. But LGD is sitting on the Cannon Barrage. Never mind, because Lungxing leading the charge. They will get both junglers.
I'm actually surprised that Tian went down in the end. Like, they knew Longxing was coming in, and it looked like they were prepared to deal with it, but Doinbi moved back mid. Very strange sequence of events.
I'm just more surprised that Herald got a charge. Do you think Peanut wanted to ward hop and put it down?
I'm not sure what he wanted to do.
We'll see a replay in a second.
Not sure if he wanted to ward hop. Not sure if it was about to time out. That is like one of the sad things about the item menu like going down once a fight starts, because we don't know.
We'll have a look again. Because, it's put out at the end. Maybe not. Maybe he just thought, let's put this in the middle.
I mean, maybe it was going to time out, but who knows? Point is, he goes down, and again, here it looked like they were posturing, but W9D ran up. They did have Cannon Barrage, so you would think a fight would still be in their favor, but they did use a lot of ultimates, actually.
Yep.
LWX ult, Crisp ult. Even W9D's ultimate was down.
But a 1-for-1 trade on junglers with a bit of turret plating going down, and FPX maintained that 1k gold value. Dragon wasn't actually taken, so we're back in front of this pit with everyone heading down.
Yep, and we do see W9D has finally picked up the GLP, so going to provide a lot of threat to set up his combo as well.
Chris ready with the death sentence. Dragon going to be contested, but Sonic Wave not taken.
Nice steal.
Oh. Tranquilizar doesn't land. We've got the Dark Passage there for Tien. He just ults out instead, but Peanuts on a flanking angle. Sonic Wave doesn't connect. Chris dissuades him. I mean, and FPX get the Dragon.
LGD, nice job, right? They dropped the ward on the Lantern, so it was harder for him to pick up. And even starting out with W9D stealing the Dragon's Rage from Peanut, so even I jumped in the pit, right, being able to kick him away. Nice job by FPX securing that Drake, and now kind of have a smooth time trying to make their way up to Seoul.
But when you told me that this team transitions to late game nicely, my concern is that 2 Dragons very much delays LGD.
Yeah, I think so too. And the thing is, right, we don't need to talk about how GP does.
Ooh. Dark Passage, Peanut flashes. Chain of Corruption doesn't connect, but you know what? With a bit of damage, Peanut's out of there. And onto Mark and Kramer. That was nice from Chris. He used the control ward.
You talked about his Thresh.
And once again, I will talk about LGD up here. That's a good pick on the Gimgun.
It is nice that he was able to use his ult to pretty much clear all the waves, so at least not going to miss out on any like gold or experience. And even LGD not able to just instantly push this. And we do see Gimgun has TP, and GP's not the type of champion where you need to save TP for a team fight. Again, like TP flank on GP, and even like saying it out loud, it doesn't sound that nice.
Dragon's Rage on the Peanut though. His old ult used against him. Wow.
And that came out of nowhere. Just a great play overall from W9D Tien.
Well, what do you think?
I think now LGD have pressure topside with Rift Herald up, but no jungler. So this is going to open up some potential resets for the side of FPX. And their bot lane turret's going to go down anyway, so I don't want to see them send their bot lane back down bot. I think just send your bot lane up towards topside and be the team to set up for that Herald. And with pings going down, it does look like that's what they're going to do.
Kramer at least pick up the solo turret gold. They do need a bit of gold. 2k ahead now for LGD, all things considered, but again, clock is ticking with an almost 2-item TF. Xie does have a bounty on him once more because he's been maintaining the CS lead over W9D. FPX getting this is a big win. This
should be guaranteed. And let's go back to what you were trying to start up a conversation about earlier about scaling, to where you just look at FPX's comp, right? And we don't really need to talk about GP. Everyone knows GP scales like really well. He's going to hit like a truck with those crits in the late game. But even Silas, even with the new build, I'd say not as much as the previous build, but you still are like a pseudo bruiser in a sense because of all the healing it's the same coming out from your W. So later in the game, you will still theoretically be able to, you know, get out your combo, heal back up with W, Zanya's, get out another combo, maybe heal back up, even potentially then get out of the fight. So going to be very good, especially if you have a ton of burst against LGD's comp, which is pretty much all squishy. And then I think 80 carry for 80 carry, you're fine. And we talked about, hey, Volibear, you know, a big tanky bruiser, going to provide a lot more than something like a Lee Sin, whose damage is going to fall off as well. And you're pretty much just going to provide only your kick for either outplaying engages or, you know, disengaging for your team, peeling for your 80 carry.
And I think it's very easy for anyone to spot out the scaling, just starting with the GP matchup, of course, who's almost got a GA on himself. I'm going to pause because Cannon Barrage was used bot. Gimgun onto Xie. Gold card will be flying through. Destiny burn. Gimgun's running into this, waiting for it, but the Dragon's Rage to separate. Xie would have died in the 1 versus 1, while W9D uses the Steel Destiny to put Reftrail on the top lane.
I mean, he went down in the end, but still. He made 3 members of LGD come bot.
Yep.
Oh, we're going to get some action mid lane. Pings are going down.
Reftrail gets a charge.
They have enchanted Crystal Arrow as well, so we got to be vigilant.
But no, we pause there.
And it looks like W9D is going for the route where you go Zanya's second. So, does make sense. Again, the only other things you typically see is, most commonly it is Zanya's or Leandri's. But, you know, the enemy team isn't really too tanky. They're not going to be getting a ton of health. So, I don't think it makes too much sense. I've still seen some people go the Lich Bane route, but the fact that you're not as much of about that all-in play style as you are with the Proto Belt and maxing W first, I definitely like the way Doombe's going with this.
How many? Is he still playing in solo queue, is he?
Oh yeah, he's actually playing it a lot.
Oh, wow.
From what I checked yesterday, I think it was his most played champion this week. Actually, I think I checked last night at like 1 a.m. or something. He was in a game on Silas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's been his most played for a couple of weeks now, at least.
Oh, a lot of pros actually loving Silas right now in solo queue, so not too surprising. Then you have people like Rookie who are spamming LeBlanc, people like Yagao who are playing Kiana for some reason.
Oh yeah, almost pulled it out in the second game. Saw the hover.
Yep, he did pull it out on stage. Did pull it out on stage once already, but getting that Nautilus ultimate for Doombe, obviously an ultimate he's very experienced with.
Oh yeah. Again, another champion he'd probably like to play in this game. The Death Sentence connects. Chains of Corruption from LWX have been pretty abysmal this game. But 2 ultis down for now. Sorry, only 1. The Ocean Dragon to be started off with. Destiny coming in with Enchant Across the Arrow. That's missed around. Ocean Soul next for FPX. Destiny for Xie through this Tribush gold card to where they're walking. But the Death Sentence was so close. They turn onto Peanut, who doesn't get a great kick. And LGD now a man behind. LWX the focus. Tien goes too far forward. The Scrapper continues with the Cannon Barrage. Lay it down. Mark is low. And with a Flay combined, he will die. FPX take it all. The Death Sentence connects again from Chris, who is just carrying this game. Doesn't matter that he dies. He trades his life. And forward onto Kramer. He'll die too. Forward they go. Xie the last one alive.
Yeah, and overall just great play from FPX, and this kind of shows how these fights will play out to where FPX have a much easier time of getting onto the champions of LGD. They have a much easier time killing their front line than vice versa for the side of LGD. They do pick up more kills in the end, and they're the ones who get the dragon, which I feel like is the most important thing overall. So setting up for that soul in 4 minutes.
And they're just about even in gold, right?
Right, Doombe especially in that last fight, doing so much work.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you say, even in gold.
Peanut coming back down to the bottom lane. Doombe has his hijack available again. Won't use it on Peanut. Lungshing's come back down. The Dragon's Rage with the TP matching onto Peanut. Kick again available, but hits the Renekton versus 4. Doombe might have bitten off a bit too much as he goes golden. Peanut to escape. The rest of LGD stop him in his way. Kingslayer for a bit of healing once more, but he can't get the second rotation, and Xie gets a shutdown, all things considered. I
mean, you still see how it works, right? Does one rotation of spells, gets Peanut down to 20% HP. Zanya's does 1 rotation of spells, and great didn't he play it? No other ultimate was used. Huh. So it must have just been Chris mispositioning.
He's been playing well all game. Kind of a shame.
Yeah, like you said, his Thresh has been a pleasure to watch.
So, no Baron play is going to come off of it. But LGD do get some gold back into their pockets, put a bounty on Kramer's head. But you can see Colonel favoring FPX even with an LGD small gold lead because of what we talked about all game long, because of the Colonel's superior analytics.
I'm even surprised he gives LGD this much of a chance,
yep.
Honestly. Again, we're getting to that point where you can see the Renekton and Lee Sin not really doing too much in these fights, though also not really able to find a position, not even a lot the byproduct of the champion, right? A byproduct of LGD's decision-making. Luckily that Xie and Kramer have been showing up massively, and let's remember, this is still an Ashe and Twisted Fate, right? So they still have those long-range pick tools to come out and find these kills like here. So you'll always have a way to win the game as LGD. You'll always be able to abuse positioning mistakes or try to overforce on one side. But if FPX can play it around it right, I definitely favor them.
The monetary value of Hawkshot, just to come back to an old conversation we've had on broadcast, is, you know, is worth a lot for the champion.
It's like, I'm always surprised when Ashe isn't meta, even just for that reason, that like, your Hawkshot's so great pretty much in every situation. You're such a strong laning champion who can guarantee push in so many situations. You just provide so much, and especially in a meta like right now where you have damage in so many other roles, it is great to see the Ashe come out.
2-1 and 2 here for Kramer, almost towards his 3rd item.
She is the 2nd best AD carry to watch in pro play.
What's the first?
Draven.
Oh, yeah.
Of course it's Draven.
You don't think Jinx is good to watch? Or
Jinx
Kog'Maw?
is fun, but like, there's just something about a Draven player.
That's true, because you watch how flawlessly they catch their axes.
Jackie Love, please stop
Yeah.
picking Ezreal. Give me Draven. I know, like, the community consensus right now is he's a terrible champion. You're right. One more good play for
FPX on 12 point is not good.
Yeah, and she doesn't have that, so I'm not going to need that mission back like we talked about before. Look at these dragons over FPX.
And let's go to Baron. Let's break the vision there.
And great job overall. Like, even just coming out here. I love the strat for FPX. They played the early so well. Early right now. So well. It's tough to channel that good about to be on that death cap, too.
Yeah, running into Peanut to play off onto this Baron. This is being done pretty quick. Spotted out once again. FPX trying to bait them in.
Has the hijack up once again.
These medical arrows slowed down onto launching forces like Chris flashes as well. The death sentence doesn't connect. But okay, FPX pulls some triggers. Nothing happens, but you get Lungxing's flash, and you force LGD to come to you.
I mean, still, though, having this Ocean Soul on a Sylas who already has a ton of sustain built into his kit's going to feel great. I just wonder how close he is to that death cap. Oh,
Walking in and chatting across the arrow. He goes golden, though. Chris re-engages Tien onto the backline, and Lungxing not tanky enough against this comp. LWX survives as well. And Doomby is the one who gets caught out, but it's Lungxing who punishes. Or gets punished.
Yeah, overall, nice pick coming out from the side of FPX. LGD should be able to get a tower out of this, but...
Tien's over the wall with Flash. He ulties instead onto Mark. Peanut will kill LWX. Sorry, it was Sheer, but the flash away under turret. Destiny has been used. Sheer heading forward with the gold guard onto Gimgoon, who dies in the end. Death sentence doesn't connect.
Honestly, LWX went down so fast, I didn't even see how it happened.
It was low.
LGD might just go to Baron. They have TP on Longxing. He can join in very easily.
This would bring the game back in some kind of favor for LGD.
Oh my god.
Here we go. FPX have pinged it out. They know this is going on. Eat some lettuce.
I wonder if they're even going to try to stop it.
TP Big Bird. Doomby's heading to the back of the pit. He has the kick. Lungxing doesn't go to zone. They don't spot out Doomby. Chain lashes down in towards Tien. Tries to find his way on the mark. Doesn't have flash available. Doomby's there.
Oh!
Gets the jungler. Tien can't get it through. It is Xie who secures it. And Tien unfortunately burned his flash before. Now is running away. The Baroned up team of LGD successful in a regard.
You know, had the coordination been slightly better, had Tien taken that lantern from Crisp and not blown the flash, that could have been completely different.
That would have been a secured Baron for FPX, most likely.
Overall, still nice play from LGD, right? They found the crucial picks. Again, I didn't even see how LWX went down. My focus was on Tien, you know, ulting over the wall.
True.
But nice job by LGD to find that one, turning that into a Baron. And okay, so we're going to get this replay. Tien tries to go in, and we see the lantern come out, but he does flash up, which maybe if he'd gone down, it would have been hard to get into the pit anyway, but nice kill coming out. What secures it? Okay, so gold card does secure the Baron. And now LGD do have a bit of a window they can play around, especially with the Twisted Fate in this side lane. Even Longxing is still relatively strong right now, so gonna be able to use this Baron. The good thing for FPX, though, right, is that Ocean Soul's not going away. They're gonna have that forever. They can wait out a Baron.
But further to your point, you got a Magi's Lichbane TF, so these turrets are going to actually mental boom themselves as Kramer and Peanut heading towards mid with the Baroned up minions. And Kramer does have a lot of damage himself, so these turrets likewise will drop down pretty quickly. FPX group on up. We're looking for Xie to add pressure in the meanwhile.
I just want to see FPX take this one slow. Knowing FPX, though, they're probably going to look for an engage on mid, as we see right now, them all posturing.
Be up to Chris. Minion gets in the way. So turret's going to drop down here.
Dunby does have hijack, and ultimately, right, as long as your inhibitor turrets don't go down, I actually don't feel like this is too big of a deal.
Okay.
And it's going to be really hard for LGD to break the base. They're definitely going to need to find some kind of engage and fight that they can win.
The back of Peanut is a potential. LGD just rotating towards the bottom side to add pressure with the TF. Shie is level 16 here as Death Sentence goes a little bit between. Barrel Chain connects. You see the potential of damage. Also Ocean Soul again up to full health while Lungxing pulls the attention of FPX back towards the mid lane.
Yep, and LGD playing this very slow and very calculated, which is what we know LGD have been good at doing once they do find advantages like this. They aren't a team that typically gets too ahead of themselves, which is why... Ooh.
He has the depth charge on top of Peanut, even with GA. But Peanut gets away in time.
And look how much damage even just the depth charge does when Silas has it. So, going to offer a lot of threat, and his ult cooldown actually isn't that long, so...
But Baron is now expiring.
And you know what? You know what's more important? Elder Dragon up in 50 seconds.
That's how LGD win.
LGD win?
If LGD get the Elder...
We're going to game 3?
If LGD get the Elder...
Reveal the script.
LGD get the Elder.
Okay.
We're going to game 3.
Hysterics said it here first.
Oh, no. The script, it wasn't written by me, though.
I'm going the opposite way. I think FPX will take it just because Dwinby got the blasting one.
See, that's the safe storyline.
Ah, I get it. You're more of a gambling man. You take chances.
The script needs to be, you know, like Game of Thrones. Written out so you don't see it coming.
Okay, well, we have Elder in 15 seconds. Destiny is up, so we expect Shie to rotate over.
Again, Shie with those 18 stacks of Magi's and needlessly large rod. A lot of damage coming out. Walking down has the Ghost available to get here, but FPX are on the Elder first. And LGD are making their way in for Peanut, flanking angle. Doombeat clearing out that ward, backing out of the pit.
FPX need to be more decisive because LGD can just turn and push down mid or something along those lines. Ooh, are they really committing to a recall?
LGD not aware. Doombeat now spotted out on that deep ward. Now for Gimgoon backing to receive mid, this is going to be started up by LGD. Teleport being burnt down in the back of the pit. Destiny being used by Shie.
Commit, they need to commit.
Mid. So make a decision because this inhibitor probably going down regardless. 5 versus 4, Gimgoon's here as well. Into Dominus for Lungxing, the fight for LGD on the cusp. Peanut wants a steal at 2k, 1k. He's in the pit. Enchanted Crystal Arrow on the jungle, and he steals it away. Elder given to LGD. And you know what? Yeah, it feels pretty scripted as Kramer hits Doombeat. And over the wall, FPX is still trying to take the fight. Low health bars, FPX managing to win somehow because of LWX and Ocean Soul, but Shie is still going through mid.
Yeah, and he still has Elder, so I don't even know if Tien can actually fight him right now. Gimgoon is here as well.
Running up to him with the Magi stacks, there is a lot of damage, but through this Volley Bear makes it pretty hard. As onto LWX, the slow not there to Ghost finally use, and Shie is out. One Nexus turret down, and the steal from Peanut did everything.
I absolutely can't believe that you called that one. I mean, there's really nothing to say. That's so important, so massive for the side of LGD. They buy more time into this game. Now they have all the pressure coming down through mid with those super minions.
The flash from Lungxing stopped the back of the bottom lane. I believe he died for it, but no, he didn't actually because he still got Elder. And LGD members that have Elder, I think we should quickly check. I believe it is Shie and Lungxing.
Yep, it is.
So
Soul Laners.
That's good for Shie. He has a Rabadons with the Execute available for another minute 10. Can the window be opened wider because you've got an open mid lane with these supers channeling down? TP being burnt with Baron sitting there waiting for its maker.
And we don't have ults down on some key members like Tien, and LWX is about to come back up. I don't know what FPX are doing.
Things are being spammed out. Look where LGD are going. Destiny used once again. He wants to end the game. The script, very real, as TP's cancelled by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. And Shie, you know what? He read from the book and he said it's time to go to a game 3.
Honestly, that was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that match is game 1. Game 1 ended